Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Agnes, for those who might be new here. So I do share a lot about women's health issues, and more specifically, since this month rather is our mental health awareness month, that is May. I thought it would be good to just share some practical ways on how to handle mental health issues. And just a disclaimer, this is not doctors advice. You'd still need to be able to go to your doctor and get your checkup and more analysis to be able to identify the specific need for your case. So why do we talk about mental health issues, or why does it even matter? So I thought it would be good to just highlight the importance of actually talking about mental health issues, and one of them is actually to reduce stigma. And reducing stigma, of course, means that people are able to have open conversation about what they are facing in their, dark places, in their enclosed rooms that they don't want to share with everyone. So the more we openly have these conversations, the more it becomes a norm that, it's an issue that can affect anyone. Doesn't matter whether you're in upper class, lower class, or middle class, anyone can actually get affected by mental health issues. The other thing is that why we talk about mental health is to be able to direct people for early intervention. As you all know, once someone is able to be identified as having some mental health issues, it means that they can get early support and treatment that is needed, and that means they're going to recover at a earlier stage. Then the other thing is also to be able to foster community support, and basically this creates an environment whereby there's empathy, there's family support, and there's also people who are actually out there to help you. So basically why we talk about mental health issues is to actually bring out a community of people who have actually gone through this issues, and they're openly talking about them, and to maybe even support someone else who might be going through the same issue and they are not able maybe to bring it out openly. Now we can get right into the practical ways that I talked about on how to deal with mental health issues, or some of the commonly triggers that drive people into mental health issues. So one of them is actually to be able to prioritize rest. So actually getting adequate sleep has actually shown to improve your cognitive function and your brain health. So basically getting enough sleep, and of course this is 8 hours of sleep, helps actually to be able to have a better emotional health, cognitive function, and your brain health is basically improved. Also staying active. Staying active, of course, activates they're called endorphins, which are basically hormones that boost your mood and also reduce anxiety. So staying active also helps to be able to have a better mental health. Then limit digital overload, like consciously reducing your screen times, the time that you actually spend on social media. Basically this helps you to be able to have a balance in terms of what's the reality and actually the other things that people might be posting that might actually drive you into a comparison that creates anxiety and things that are actually not realistic, honestly. Then the other thing is, of course, eating a balanced diet. I cannot emphasize this enough. Nutritional value of having a good balanced diet, that is, actually helps you to be able to improve overall your brain function and your emotional health, to be able to stay healthy. The other thing is, of course, staying connected. I talked about why it matters to have talk about mental health issues, and one of the issues that I talked about is having a community support. So community support, of course, helps you to be able to talk about issues that you feel like are too overwhelming to you, reaching out to a friend or even a stranger. Sometimes, honestly, I'll just go to a restaurant and just talk to someone, and that's it. Honestly, after that we are not even exchanging numbers. That ends there, and I'm able to get a relief of what's happening in my environment. But beyond that, there's a 3-step technique that I saw that is very helpful, so I'm going to talk about it as well. This specifically might help people who might be facing panic attacks or anxiety. But as I mentioned earlier, you still need to have a doctor's, appointment to be able to get the exact diagnosis and treatment that is needed for your mental health issues. So the three-step techniques involves different ways to be able to ground yourself into the reality of what's happening at the moment. So one of them is identifying three things when you look around. It could be a tree, it could be a photo, it could be even an object basically that you can actually identify and maybe focus on it for some time. So basically three things that you can look at. It could be a tree, a window, your TV, but of course in this case it's not playing anything, or it could be something that has color, like a pillowcase or a throw pillow, something that is around you that you can actually identify. Then the other thing is identifying three sounds that you can distinctly differentiate from other sounds. So it could be like maybe some traffic on the distance, a bird humming, or it could be actually someone singing some music on the side. So basically three sounds that you can actually distinctively differentiate from other noises around you. Then the other thing is moving three parts of your body. It could be your toes, could be your hands, could be your it could be your head, or could be even your shoulders, just to stretch a bit, just moving them a bit so that you can feel like you're in the present moment, and you can actually ground yourself into that moment and feel like there's reality in what's happening at the moment. So basically this technique is to help you to understand that there's the reality, and there's of course now the other virtual side, whereby there might be a lot of information, a lot of things happening there, but grounding yourself in what is around you by identifying the objects, the three objects that we talked about, identifying sounds that might that you differentiate from other noises around, and also moving three parts of your body, basically just to feel like you're presently in the moment, helps you to be able to get away from the anxiety of thinking about things that might not be helpful at the moment. So that's it really, what I wanted to share for today. Three parts of the video talking about why it matters to share about mental health awareness, some of the practical ways to handle mental health issues, or to avoid getting to a point whereby the mental issue has actually gone to higher intensity that needs more professional help, and whereby we talked about sleep, diet, and all the other things that I listed. And lastly, the three-step technique. So I'm gonna be sharing more women's health issues or tips rather. So stay tuned, follow, subscribe, and share this with your partners, with your friends, and someone who might be struggling with mental health. And see you on the next one.